This is an introduction to PrimeThought's product, GeoScope. GeoScope is our dynamic spatial data visualizer and presenter. You can use GeoScope to securely and contextually present your spatial data to clients or any other interested parties. GeoScope is a standalone single file mechanism of disseminating your valuable data. GeoScope works with all PrimeThought's products to generate dynamic, contextual, spatial presentations on your spatial data. It publishes the work you have done in one of our spatial products, such as SpatialXL, into a single executable or spatial file, allowing secure, read-only, and contextual visualization of the published data. In this example here, I have on my screen SpatialXL, and as you can see, I have already done some work here. I have some layers set up. I have further set up themes for those layers. I have also set up some dashboards over here. Finally, I have also created a storyboard to guide a person through the various views that I want them to see. Storyboard is our patented feature that allows you to capture screen states and views that one can then move through with the click of a button, allowing you to create a flow and tell a story with your data. If you want the storyboard you set up to automatically open when the GeoScope file is opened, you must then come to the View tab over here and make sure to have Show on Open ticked on. Storyboard is a nice feature to use when publishing to GeoScope, as it allows you to really guide the person through exactly what you want them to see and the views that you have set up for them. If you have a GeoScope license, you will have the Published GeoScope feature available over here. When you click on it, it will bring up the Publish Settings dialog. Here's where you'll set everything for your final published GeoScope file. The first thing you will do is browse to the location where you want the file to be published to, and you will name the file by clicking these three little dots over here. You have an option to publish the file as either a .exe or .spatial file. The difference between the two is basically a .exe file will automatically download and install the viewing software if the person doesn't already have that software on their computer when they open the file. If a person already has the necessary viewing software for the GeoScope file, then you can publish the file as a simple .spatial file, which is just the file itself and will not download and install any software. This viewing software is free and does not require any license and only needs to be installed once for the person who is going to open and view the GeoScope file. Thereafter, they'll be able to open and view GeoScope files without installing the software again. Next, you can choose to set a password for the published GeoScope file. You can also choose to create an expiry date on the file over here by ticking that on and then selecting the date. Next, you can choose whether you want the data in the published GeoScope file to be able to be copied out or not. This way you can further protect your data. I don't want it to be able to be copied out in my example here, so I'm going to tick this off. Next, you can choose to clip the data that you're publishing to the current view only. So if you zoom to a certain extent on your map over here, and you only wanted to publish the data within that viewport and nothing outside of it, then you can clip the data to the current view and tick that on. Next, you are able to lock the file to a specific machine or domain by typing it in over here. Finally, you can publish some logos with the file as well. The publisher logo is the person who is doing the publishing, so that'll be your logo you can put over here, and you can put your website here as well. And finally, you can put a logo for the client that you'll be distributing the file to and load that over here. To load a logo in any of these fields, you just right click and then say load, and you can load the image file. When you're done, click save and it will begin publishing your GeoScope file. The GeoScope file has now been published and I can click OK. I'll now go to the location that it was published to. And here we go, you can see it over here, GeoScope demo.exe. There is the file. I'll now double click to open the file. Because I already have the necessary viewing software, it's not going to download and install it, it's just going to open the file straight away for me. But if I didn't have it, because I published it as a .exe, it would automatically install it if need be. Alright, and here is the GeoScope file. It has opened, and you can see it looks exactly like the map in SpatialXL. It has all the data and the layers that are set up that were published. All the themes are there and can be ticked on and off by the person viewing the file, so they can see what I've set up over here. And of course, they can zoom around, navigate in, tick layers on and off, etc. in this GeoScope file and really inspect the data. Now, because I created a storyboard and I also said to make sure it opens when the GeoScope file is opened, you can see the storyboard automatically opened up here. Now, the storyboard is very nice to have in your published GeoScope file because it can guide the person through the different views that you want them to see in your data. So, for example, over here on the first node of my storyboard, it's called Own Stores. We have an annotation that you can put for each node of the storyboard. So this is my store locations. That is the view that's being shown right here. As I click on the next node, it takes me to a zoomed in view. The next node shows me all competitors together with my own stores. And the next view shows me a 5-kilometer drive distance polygons around each of my own stores that indicate their trade zones or catchment areas. And there that is. If I click on the next node, it's going to bring up the dashboards that I set up in SpatialXL automatically for me. And here it is. And I have this dashboard set to filter on selected. And so that means the person can just come in here, use one of the selection tools, and they can look around and see what they want to get the data for. So if they want to look inside this trade zone or territory and see what sort of data is inside that area, they can click on it and the dashboard populates because this dashboard is linked to these trade zone areas. And we can see the total number of households in that area, age breakdowns, working population, neighborhood lifestyle index, which is an affluence index, etc. And they can continue to do this, move around and see the data populated in the dashboard that you set up. If I click on the next node of my storyboard, it shows me a province theme that I set up on my own stores. And of course, the person can then come and isolate various items on the theme and hone in on that and have a look around, for example, at the KZN points over here. Next, I am showing a total volume theme, which is a color theme on the total volume of sales of each of my stores that is being shown. Again, similarly, the person can filter out, tick on and off the different theme items here to look at the higher volume stores, for example. And finally, I have a demographics neighborhood lifestyle index theme. And the explanation for this is over here. It says it's a color theme on the affluence index of each of the smallest admin boundaries of the country. It is on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being a low affluence index and 10 being high. And that is what's showing on my map now currently. And again, I can come in and then really focus and hone in on what I want to see. For example, if the person wants to look at just the NLI, predominant NLI 4 areas, then they can isolate that. And there we go. This is where there is a dominant NLI index of 4. And these are the areas showing in the country right now using that theme. And the person can, of course, tick on and off whatever they want and look around and view the data. But using the storyboard really guides them through and helps them and tells a story of what you have set up for them. Now, just to show you, because I chose originally when I was publishing to not allow copying out data, you'll see what happens if the person is viewing the data of a layer. If they try to export the data or copy it out, you'll see it tells them unable to complete operation, the layer is protected. So your data really is protected inside this file. Further, this is a read-only file. So the person who receives the file can open it, view it, look around, and drill down into the data as much as they wish. But once they close the GeoScope file, it's going to reset back to its initial state and no changes will be saved at all because it is a read-only file. So this file really is a secure package that you publish and your data can be protected, password protected, even expired. You can really customize how you want the final output to be. And that's all there is to publishing GeoScope files with the Publish to GeoScope feature. Thank you.